Over the past year and a half, we bought 5 airplanes sight unseen for $160,000. The only thing is, can we fix them, and how much is it really going to cost us?
Chester County traffic, Cardinal 2089 Quebec is departing 29 to the northeast.
So our first stop is Marshall, Michigan, where we'll be checking out our 1978 Grumman Cougar GA7. Now, some of you might remember, we also do have another 1978 Grumman Cougar GA7 down at Pompano Beach, Florida. We bought November 748 Golf Alpha as a parts plane, but there's still a big part of me that really wants to save it.
We're just about ready to land at Brooksfield Airport, where the Cougar is, and we're going to stop by Griswold Aviation because they've been holding it for us. I can't wait to check it out. It's been about a year and a half, I think, since we bought it. Since I told Sam I wasn't going to buy it when he told me about it. Then he told me about it anyway.
Yeah, you needed to buy this one. All right, I've got 3 green. I got gear. I got gas, undercarriage, mixtures, props.
All right, we're good to go.
Sam and I just landed here at Brooks Field out in Marshall, Michigan, and we ran into Grant Baker. Normally, Grant is flying around his PC-12. You have to check out his YouTube channel. Sam is a huge fan. He's been fanboying here since we landed. So we checked out that Beech 18 over there. And now we're gonna be going over here in this hangar behind me, because there's a Cougar in here that Sam sent me at it was like 2, 3 in the morning one night, like a year and a half ago. And I think my response was, I'm not gonna buy it. I was like, I'm not gonna buy any more airplanes. I accidentally, purposely bought it. So it's in here, but we haven't seen it yet. So let's go inside and take a look. So I recognize the hangar because of all the block work in here. Wow. Did you look at it yet? Oh my gosh. You don't have anything to do with this, Sam?
Does it have birds?
No. It looks like there's a flight attendant that comes along with the Cougar. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. So someone played a little bit of a trick on us here. I haven't spoke to anybody here yet, but it looks like we have a movie star with us here that's waiting in the Cougar. It's from the movie Airplane, if you guys ever saw that. So I don't know if I can put all of it on the channel, but it is funny. So guys, right away, if you look, there is birds in here. Birds all over the place here, and they've christened the Cougar. I was a little worried it was going to be too clean for me, but now that it's got bunches of bird poop on it, I think it's going to fit right in the fleet. But yeah, let's check this thing out. Did have a prop strike. Obviously, you guys can tell it hit a runway light. We did go ahead and we had the folks here at Griswold Aviation do a run out on the crank flanges. The crank flanges all ran out perfect. Both sides. We wanted to check the other side too. There really wasn't a prop strike per se with this side, but I just wanted to check it. So we do have 2 props here that you guys remember we got off the Cougar that was down in Florida. We had them serviced and we sent them up here. So they're here now, ready to be installed. So we have some work to do to this engine and the other engine, and then it is gonna have to be annualed. We have some avionics work to do. And then we should be able to fly this one out of here. Now we're gonna have to come back to do that, but meanwhile, I wanted to stop by here. I wanted to look at this airplane, see the condition, and make sure we had all the parts ready to go. So one of the first things I wanted to take a look at is these aluminum plates. If you guys remember from when we were working on Sam's Cougar, it actually has corrosion on these corners here. This one actually has been repaired. I can tell this is different than Sam's. It looks a little thicker, so I bet this was replaced already, which is a really, really good sign because it's gonna be a pain to fix Sam's. We're gonna get it fixed, but it's gonna be a big pain. That makes me feel good. And one of the things that's already happening to me, that happens to me with every airplane. So the goal is to fix this and sell this. And right away, I'm already thinking, man, I can just see us flying this thing. I could see flying this thing everywhere. It's in like really good shape, but I think there's good profit margin we'd be losing if we didn't sell it. So, and it definitely has plenty of bird poop on it, but looking at like the paint here, this paint's gonna shine up really nice. Yeah, it's got like a ton of bird poop. Everything looks good up on the tail. I bet you I can make this paint look brand new.
You make it look back at like the 70s.
Like the 70s, that won't be hard. And we do have a whole extra parts plane over in Florida. You guys remember the Cougar that is down in Pompano Beach. We're not sure what we're gonna do with it because it's got 10,000 hours on it and it has some terrible, terrible, terrible corrosion. It may not be worth saving. So we may part that out. We may use some parts for this one. Other than the props that we already got, I'm not sure yet. Let's hop up in the fuselage and check it out. I can't believe how much bird poop's on this thing.
It's christened.
Yeah. Let me unbuckle the passenger here. One of the things that did happen to this airplane after it had a off-runway issue is it got parked, it was bought, and then someone took all of the avionics out of it. One of the reasons we wanted to stop by is I needed to see, you know, is all this stuff cut out? Like, what are we gonna need to get it put back together? We got a Century 3 autopilot, which I've never flown with, but I think that has altitude, so it's a 3-axis. But if you guys look, it is in really good shape. Like, you know, some of the seats are worn, the center inserts, we can replace those pretty easily, and it is very retro anyway, but everything looks pretty good. Kind of looks to be in really good shape. We're gonna have to, you know, get those engines all checked out. You know, go through the Prop Strike AD. On the right one, we're gonna put the new props on it. We'll get it all annualed up. We'll get this straightened out and we're gonna fly this thing home. Hopefully we don't run into too many other problems, but for the way this thing looks, condition-wise, I think we're gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna take much. So let's check and look inside the glove box and see what we got. Looks like we got some parts from when the avionics were taken out. And we got a notebook. Has some notes in it, but nothing too interesting. And a couple screws, some fuses, and stuff like that. No gold. I'm pretty darn happy with this purchase. I think we got a really good deal, and I think we can get this flying in about a week. And I know Sam's going to be super sad when we sell it.
It's a flyer, not a seller. I'm selling mine so we can keep this.
Whoa, whoa. Did you bring Jacques with you again?
Yeah, I did.
You did? For those of you who don't know, Jacques is the mouse he keeps in his pocket.
Right.
All right, let's put it back here. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to take a look at the engines and see how they look. Looks like an engine. It's a little dirty. A little dirtier than I like to see. Nothing a can of degreaser and spray paint won't fix though. Baffling needs, all the baffling here needs redone, for sure. Definitely give this some love. I don't like the fact that, you know, we got some sealant here on the center of the cases, so it looks like that's probably leaking a little bit, but we can fix it.
You mean that's not normal overhaul?
No, I don't think that's normal overhaul sealant, but we can fix that. That's no problem.
All right, remember down there, this is there, but nothing attaches to it. What is that?
I don't know. Oh, you mean down in Florida?
Yeah, in Florida, this bracket was there, but it basically was corroding, not
Yeah,
attached.
there's like nothing on it.
So what is that?
Yeah, so it's a drive, whatever it is. There's a drive on it.
That's what it is. It's a tack generator.
Yeah.
And most of these have been replaced because you can't get that part.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this thing's actually, you know, it looks like, I mean, everything's here. Everything looks like it's in good shape. So just needs some cleaning. Again, when we come back, we're going to annual it. We're going to check all the compressions. We already know this thing's dialed out. It's good. You know, we'll check the pump and the mags. And of course, we got to go through all the books, check the ADs and, you know, and do all that stuff. So.
Oh, really? Checking AD is important?
I got a phone call from an FAA investigator.
Yes, they're important, Sam.
Who told you that, Jason?
Sam AD over here.
Stands for always defer, right?
Yeah, always defer. Isn't that what you said?
Who was happy to show that to you?
These nice people from the U.S. government.
The FSDO guys.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
the FSDO guys. And actually, they spent a good 5-8 hours of their time hanging out with me, showing me all the ins and outs to them. So I'm actually like a pro at it now. Yeah. So, I'm going to take a look in the luggage compartment and see if we got any free gifts in here. No free gifts, but we do have some original spinners. Yeah. And if you guys notice, these are a little different than the ones that are on Sam's Cougar, because his actually had been replaced by another model's spinner. So his are a little bit different. These are a 2-piece. Sam has a 1-piece. These are a little bit longer than what is on Sam's. But I haven't seen any corrosion. I did see that there's a little bit of crazing starting on some of the glass here. I know I have some glass down in Florida, I think, in the Cougar down there. Do you remember,
you have
Sam?
side pieces. I don't think you have
Side pieces. Take a look under this hood, under this cowling, see what this looks like. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and we can leave this one off. Looks very similar to the other side. This is the one that had the prop strike, but this one also dialed out too. Because I had 2 new props, we're just replacing them both. The other side looked good. It had a little wear on the edge of it, but it looked good. So, but we're checking both. We're making sure everything's perfect.
This whole engine looks better.
It does. It's probably a lower time.
Yeah, probably.
You know, all the edges of the wing looks good. Again, I see no corrosion anywhere. All the gear looks good.
The engine mounts look good.
Yeah. You know, a little bit of paint missing here and there. Really happy. The tires don't look all dry rotted. Exhaust looks like it's in good shape. The front tire's good. It looks newer. The front gear looks good. It's not all corroded. So we're here in the hangar. I just got done looking at the Cougar, and this is Craig from Griswold Aviation. So you have the shop that actually you pulled the props off, you dialed it out,
Yes,
you
sir.
checked, and everything's good.
Everything was good. The props, the crankshafts were right in spec.
Perfect.
Below spec for the run out. So that was good news.
Nice, absolutely. That was like, so buying this thing sight unseen, that's what we were most worried about because, well, you just don't know what you're getting into.
For sure.
And I was really, really surprised to see the Cougar in the Cougar gift. That was great. I was thinking it was maybe to keep the birds out or something.
Well, I think so. Yeah, dual purpose.
But yeah, so the airplane looks to be in really good shape.
I think so. Yeah, I haven't done any work on it other
Yeah.
than pulling the props and looking, but just walking around. And I talked to one of the partners who used to own it, and sounds like they kept it up. I
Yeah.
think it's got good bones.
Good
for sure.
solid, yeah, good solid airplane. A lot better than my other airplane that's a twin that has all kinds of bird stuff on
Oh yeah, right.
it. So it's been like a year, over a year now.
Oh yeah, right.
A year and a half
Sure
or
has.
something. So first time I've seen it. Awesome, real excited. All right, guys, so we just got done with the Cougar. The Cougar looks to be in really good shape. I think that we can get that thing fixed up in like 3-4 days. So, all right, maybe 5 or 6 days. But now it's off to check out another airplane.
So our second stop is Lawton, Oklahoma, where we'll be checking out our 1963 Mooney M20C. The Mooney M20C had a gear-up landing, much like the 1980 Piper Saratoga you saw in a previous video a few months ago. wow. So here she is.
This be her.
Is this the, that's one of the new props. It's a
Correct.
Speed mod.
Speed mod prop.
What we have here is a 1980 Piper Saratoga Turbo Retract. So it's what, a
Correct.
32T.
Correct.
This does have club seating. It's got air conditioning. It is turbo, so turbo normalized. So, you know, you can get up to some flight levels, get above some weather and stuff like that a lot easier than a non-turbo airplane. Look underneath here and see what.
See, I laid the carpet out for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is good here. It just hit the cover. It didn't get any of the bolts at all. Nope. It didn't get any of the wing here. Doesn't look like it got any of the wing tip. It didn't lean over on either side. Looks like we got an antenna here. And actually a tiny bit on there. Not much at all on the flap. Yeah. And then it's got a, it's going to need a little repair here. Got some stuff here. Yeah, I figured this would have been because it pretty much took the whole grunt of the right side.
Right, but it pulled the structure inside.
Yeah. You know, take a look at it, make sure it's nothing.
Yeah, there's a steel
tore
piece
in
that this
here.
ties into a
Yeah.
U-shaped channel that goes up underneath it.
Yeah. Whatever this thing was.
That's a drain for probably the condenser for the
Air conditioning. Yeah, it looks like it got a couple of the supports here.
Yeah.
These are all riveted on, so that's not a big deal. And the steps saved this whole wing over here.
Yeah, I kept it from touching. It just nipped it.
I'll go check out the gear door there. Looks like a little bit of work here. So it looks like it got the gear doors a bit, but it's nothing alarming. Pretty simple external repairs. A couple of the overflow tubes. Exhaust definitely needs some attention. Looking back at the footage of the Saratoga makes me excited all over again. The Saratoga is a big airplane with a big turbocharged engine. And who doesn't like turbos? All right, so Sam and I just landed here at Lawton, Oklahoma. I think it was what, a 14-hour? Like a 14-hour. I think we were flying for like 14 hours since we left. We had diversions. Crazy trip, a lot of fun. It's awesome having Sam with, and you know, we can fly IFR. Great pilot. It's just been so much fun. So let's figure out where the Mooney is, and let's go check it out. So this is the first time I was here in a year and a half. We've had this hangar forever, and I finally got my own key to the hangar. So let's see if we got the right hangar. Yes, we do. Wow. The short nose model. So guys, this is a Mooney M20C, 180 horsepower, constant speed prop. If you guys don't know anything about Moonies are really, really efficient and they're fast for their fuel burn. But I think it's pretty much comparable to the Cardinal that we're flying. It may burn a little less fuel, but I think the Cardinal may be a little bit faster than this one. Yeah, so I was really wondering, it did have a gear up landing, and it had a prop strike. We did pull the engine apart, and the engine seems to be in good condition. Now, you guys might be wondering how we got the engine off. We had the shop here pull the engine off. They shipped it up to me, and this is about a year ago by the time I got the engine. And this airplane, this Mooney, actually had the gear up landing
right after it got painted. So it got painted and had a gear up landing, like on its way back from the paint shop and on its way back from getting a new autopilot. So this has a brand new paint job. And I knew Sam was already saying he wants me to sell the airplane because it's not big enough for him. But this just might be my cruiser. I'll put an iPad in it, so then I know Sam won't want us to fly. He doesn't like iPads in airplanes. Yeah, actually, these are a little wider than a Cherokee, believe it or not. Everybody thinks a Mooney is like really small, but it's literally a little bit wider than a Cherokee. So if you guys ever get out to Lawton, they really help you out. We even got a golf cart ride. They made Sam sit in the back, though. I don't know what that's about. I guess they might have saw an episode or two. He's more comfortable back there so he can watch everything and see what's going on. About a year ago, we picked up the prop. We bought a new prop for it, got it shipped in, and they pulled the engine out, shipped the engine up to us. The engine's almost finished, so we're going to ship it down here soon. Get her put in there and get the new prop on, and we'll come down, fix the avionics up, and hopefully we're flying that thing out of here. My buddy Jake said he wanted to come down for the Mooney. He loves Moonies. But he's like, I think he's a little bigger than you are there, Sam. Well, I see a three-bladed prop box.
Looks like that.
Well, I think that might be it. And I bet that one right there is the old one, huh? If you guys look, you look at how this thing curled under and how much of it curled under. On a Mooney, you're already so close to the ground. When you have a gear up, it really, really gets the prop. I mean, look at this thing. So that was shot. We bought a new one. Right there, the new one is. It's a brand new Scimitar. So this Mooney's going to have the 180 horsepower engine. It has an 0360, but it's going to have the Scimitar prop. I have ported and polished cylinders for it. I have a power flow exhaust for it. And I have the Surefly electric mag. And it's the same combination that we put on 00 Whiskey. And if my calculations are correct, it's going to be almost a 200-mile-an-hour airplane. So really excited for that. Really excited to see how it works. But and it's also good to put my eyes on these parts because they've been here so long. So they kept really good care of them here. Lawton Aviation Services is really happy. Yeah, let's get back over to the Mooney and take a look at it and try to figure out what all we need to get it flying again. All right, so let's go ahead, let's get under this Mooney and let's take a look at it. Let's see what all we're gonna need to fix it so we can fly this thing home one of these days. Besides, you know, the whole engine that's not here. So we're definitely gonna need one of those. Gear door's messed up here, but it's not real bad. The antenna is definitely messed up. If you look here, this whole floor is buckled, which is normal for a gear up landing. But if you look at the frame structure on it, the frame structure looks really good, but we really won't know until we pull all these panels down. The plan was to put a one-piece belly on here. It's just such a shame that this is a brand new paint job, brand new autopilot, and to just have the gear up landing then is kind of crazy. But it happens a lot. Yeah, so I don't see anything on this belly that I'm really, really worried about. Just hoping that the frame underneath the belly is in good shape. It looks to be. Obviously a couple of antennas there. There's one here, 1.3. I think there's like 3 antennas that we're gonna have to replace. But the gear door looks good. I don't see any buckles in the wing. And I do have to admit, I really like the paint job. I like the blue and the white. I think there's a little silver on there. Looks pretty good. So it looks like this gear door here. This has some damage here, but it didn't go through. Got this, whatever that is. This side of the belly doesn't look as bad as the other. Now I am seeing a little bit of stuff up here. A little blue, a little greasy, a little gassy. So hopefully the tank's good up here. If anybody knows anything about Moonies, they know the tanks have a little bit of issue sealing sometimes. And if you look there too, that antenna there is gone. But it really doesn't look too bad. Let's take a look at it. This will caught the edge of the flap a little, but that's a quick and easy repair. All in all, it's not too bad. Like I said, none of the wings have kinks in anywhere. I don't see any kinks in the fuselage or the tail. I'm not sure where this went and why that's not here, but I think like the Cougar, Some of the avionics are gone, but I believe everything that came out of it. I think I have it over at the hangar at home. The unfortunate thing is it is all chopped up. Here's like all the stuff from the dash that was taken apart. I think somebody was nice and left us a 5-in-1 knife anyway. Pair of pliers. Yeah, if you look at the dash here, got a nice Thermo Pro. This was all pulled down and everything was pulled out of it. I knew all these radios were out here. It's basically just some, it was a Stratus and KX 155s right here. But it does have the good old Johnson bar in here. But these Moonies are definitely different. When you're sitting in one of these things, like you were laying down, like right now, I'm 6 foot tall, the seat's all the way back, and I can't even touch the pedals. So they're actually a lot more roomy than what you would think. It helps it be a lot more sleek, just the way it's designed. Pretty cool airplane. So the good thing is the KX 155 cages are in here, so when we come back, when the engine's on, or I don't know if we're gonna have the shop here put the engine on, or if we're gonna, send the engine here and then we'll put it on. But the KX 155s, they'll slide right in here. There was a Stratus here. All the wiring's back there. The antennas weren't cut. I think it's gonna be pretty easy to get this thing all fixed up and get it back to the hangar. So it definitely does need some attention in here on the panel. I mean, it's got this really cool coat rack to hang your, like Walmart coat rack or dollar store. Oh, we got, this really nice outside air temp gauge here. I don't think that's STC'd. The other thing that the Mooney does have that I like is it has the luggage compartment opens up, and it's actually pretty big, and it opens from the top, and you can drop anything that you need right down inside here. So it's got a shelf back here, and you have this compartment. A lot of people think about a Mooney and they think about how small they are and you can't fit much, but if you measure across from right side to left on a Mooney, fuselage, the cockpit area is actually a small bit wider than like a Cherokee PA-28 or those, there's some of those Pipers. So, and they have some really, really cool, extras to them. So neat airplane. I really like them. I flew in one with a friend of mine, and that's how I ended up with this one. But now we got to get all the parts down here. We got to get this thing together. We got to get it home, and we got to figure out what it's worth. I think with the airplanes that we bought, I think if they're all fixed up, I think after the cost, as long as we don't run into any big surprises, I think they're worth, well over $500,000. It's gonna be a long road though.
It's totally different seeing an airplane in person. I have to admit, after looking at pictures of the damage, I was a little worried. But after seeing it in person, I'm confident we're going to get it together and flying pretty quickly. The last of our 5 airplanes is one that you haven't seen or heard of, as we've been keeping it a secret, even from our crew. So sitting in this hangar behind me is one of the cheapest airplanes that I could find to buy on the internet. This Kitfox was such a great deal and right in our backyard. You'll get to see the rescue of this awesome little airplane in a future video. That was such an adventure. And tell me what you think. $200,000 profit on 5 airplanes bought sight unseen. Are we gonna lose our butts, or are we gonna make some really good profits? Drop something in the comments, let us know. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of Rebuild Rescue. If you haven't done it, subscribe, like the videos, turn on notifications, and of course, have a great day. Thank you.
What's that?
We'll edit through that. that was early flare up high.